Hi guys, here we are again, and again we are late for work. This is always this question, if I'm late, should I walk faster? But then what you hear is me suffering and running around. Or if I wake up earlier so that I have time. No way. I could also take you on the ride on the elevator, of course, this is always an option. This is going to be, spoiler alert, video number 31. I'll show you how much time it takes to go down, to ride down 57 floors in this super fast elevator. It doesn't have 57 buttons, you will see, it just has 28 buttons, because it doesn't stop from 1 to 30. Anyway, New York is very shy today. It was covered in white fog. So I spared you the view. It was exactly like this, like that. And tomorrow is going to be 13 degrees, which is really great. I can't wait. I hear there is spring already in some cities in Europe, like Paris and London. I'm a little bit jealous of that. Otherwise, I like it here. I like it here as well. There is exactly 1 month left. 1 month plus holidays. And in terms of, stuff, in terms of things, I already know what I will really not use, like what I took with myself and I will not use or not finish until the end of my stay. So maybe I'm going to one day write a book on how to pack, how to optimize packing for 6 months so that you don't take too much or too little. You don't take things aspirational, like you never used them before, but you think in New York, you're going to use them, for example. Stuff like this. Yeah, I think I've done quite well. I just took some aspirational clothes that I really don't like, so I think they're going to stay in a recycling bin of H&M, which actually they collect clothes in any state and then they reuse it, which is great. Okay, anyway. Last month in New York, I wanted to tell you about a little funny subject, which is New York pets. So, in New York is full of little dogs, little handbag dogs. So handbag, I mean literally, like dogs in the handbags, dogs being carried in the handbags. Or on a little tiny leash, but they are really a size of a big rat. They're really tiny, very popular. And very important in American families. So the dogs in the US, they smell coconut. And why is that? So I didn't know before, but then I discovered coconut smelling shampoos for dogs. And coconut smelling wet napkins to clean the dog after, it did its doggy thing. So you can buy a dog toilet paper smelling of coconut. And so we asked some dog owners what do they do to take care of their dogs, and they told us they wash them weekly. Which explains why they smell so nice, of course. I've never heard about this in Europe, about people washing dogs with coconut shampoos weekly. They look happy, like the dogs look happy. I confirm they look happy, they look very kind. But in terms of other facilities that I found for dogs, at the airport of JFK, so Kennedy Airport in New York, there are even dog toilets. So there are toilets for women, there are toilets for men, there are toilets and spaces for moms, so breastfeeding moms. And the fourth, so there are toilets for disabled people that are separate, that the gender is mixed. And there are toilets for dogs. Of course, if you travel with a dog, what do you do at the airport, right? So it's the first time ever I saw a toilet for the dog at the airport. Very useful, I think, especially if you have a dog that wants to go to the toilet. This is, by the way, a very good idea of how to spot a New Yorker. So remember I told you everyone is looks like a New Yorker, but there are some situations in life in which you would like to follow or ask a real New Yorker, you know? Especially if you don't want to risk talking to people unnecessarily and you just want to understand the best route somewhere, or you want to distinguish who's a tourist and who is New Yorker before you ask for any sort of advice. Then there are a couple of methods, tricks on how to optimize your human communications so that you don't risk making a mistake and talking to another tourist instead. So there are maybe 3 ways of spotting a New Yorker that are unbeatable. So you will get it right all the time. This is Joanna-approved methods of spotting a New Yorker. One way of spotting a New Yorker is New Yorker will wear a yoga mat. So if you find anyone walking in purpose, wearing a yoga mat, you can be sure that they are locals, okay? They have been in New York at least long enough that they considered taking yoga mat with them. And they are going to a yoga studio or some Pilates studio. So they are doing, like normal life stuff, not the tourist stuff. So yoga mat for sure. And second one, of course, even though since you can travel with dogs, this is a little bit less bulletproof advice. But another one would be to ask people with dogs. I would say the bigger the dog, the higher the chance that the person is local. Because if you indeed can take them in a handbag, sure that maybe some people traveling. And we actually did a flight from California to New York, sitting in a row next to a little doggy. Was extremely calm, took it very easy, takeoff and landing, nothing to fear about, which I cannot say about some fellow travelers, mine, who took it were a little bit nervous maybe. So these are so 2 good ways of spotting a New Yorker. Third one would be someone walking with real sense of direction and purpose. Like people who are being like to work, like me. You avoid slightly eye contact. You look serious and important, very important. If someone looks like this, there are some risks involved by talking to this person. One risk is, it's a very tiny risk in the United States, but in New York a bit higher, is that someone will not hear you. because or not answer you, because under their hair they will be wearing little headphones, so they will be really in their headphone bubble that you are not aware of. This, by the way, also applies to this old joke, crazy or headset, you know, like when people talk to themselves on the street. You can no longer be sure if they are crazy or they are just talking to someone on the phone. This is very true about New Yorkers as well. So, so let's say in a priority, if you want to ask for directions or you're a little bit lost, then ask people with yoga mat first. Also because they do yoga, okay? They are relaxed. Or they are at least conscious about the concept of being meditative and mindful of other humans. So your chances of actually getting your answer are the highest. Then, if you are a dog lover, go for the dog. Priority 2. You better be careful, because any sort of vague touching of the dog's bubble, so let's say around 30 to 40 centimeters around the dog, can be met with a lot of surprise and fierce fights from the dog owner, who would think that you are invading the dog's private zone, which happened to us, by the way, in a very crowded manifestation. We went into dog's bubble and we got told off on the street. Like, how dare you touch my dog? You know, very serious. So dogs can be lovely, especially if you also come with a dog, or if you're a dog lover. But I'd say still be mindful about the dog's private space, more than the other private space. And the third group of people that you can approach for New Yorkers advice, anything about New York, yes, would be the people going to work, of course, like me. Talk to me anytime. I just look like I don't like other people, you know? It's this love-hate relationship. I want it and I am afraid of it. Okay, cool. We made it to the exit. Yay! See you tomorrow.